This is the program that addresses issues concerning you as a Nigerian.
To interact with them.
But what happens afterwards?
I don't know what is delaying the deployment.
That is your role that you have to play.
Investigate each case.
I'd like to hear from some more people.
Talk your own. We the people.
Married. I stayed in the marriage for less than 10 years. So my problem with my spouse is that he used to beat me. One day I saw his bike outside the premises. I went in and I met him with a student, my student, and I asked the lady, look, do you know that he is my husband? That he didn't tell her that he has married. So I turned and went away. When he came back, he started beating me. So why should I say that in the presence of that girl? So he beat me mercilessly. That I got a wound from the right eye. Right now, I cannot see with my right eye because he used his belt to hit me and the iron in that belt. I went to hospitals, they did their best. They said that there is a particle of blood at the back of my retina and that they cannot remove the eye to get the particle of blood at the back of my retina. I persevered because I know that leaving your marriage is not all that is. People will say that you are a failure. So I stayed and tried my best to know whether he will change.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Hello, my name is Afion Basi, and today on Talk Your Own with the People, we'll be discussing one form of domestic violence, which is spousal battery. Are there laws protecting victims, and are these laws effective? First, I'd like to introduce my audience. You're all welcome to Talk Your Own with the People. And also, we have on the panel the Enugu State Commissioner of Gender and Social Development, Princess Peace Naji. You're welcome. We have the Commissioner of Police in Enugu State, Emmanuel Ujuku, and Barrister Ugochukwu Ogbonna of Women Aid Collective, WACO, an organization that specializes in women and children issues. You're all welcome. Please, a round of applause for yourselves. Okay, I want to also introduce Adeline, who's been a victim of violence for like 17 years, spousal battery precisely. And I want to find out, why did you stay so long in this marriage?
First of all, because of the love I have for him and my children, and the kind of family I came from, they're like just manage that they don't want anything. So, and being a church worker and being someone that people respect a lot, so I don't want to tarnish his image.
So at what point did you say, enough is enough, I can't take this battery again?
That was April. So after the beating and that a friend has to rush me to the clinic. But my BP was so high that I couldn't take it anymore. So I just have to just leave.
So I want to ask my guests, Barrister Wuna, spousal battery, is it a growing concern in Nigeria?
Yes, it is. Every day in my office, we receive not less than 5 cases of battery. And just about every time it's usually women that are battered. If we have men coming, out of that 5, we have like 2 men.
2 men come that their wives batter them.
That their wives batter them. Okay? And if you look at spousal battery, if you look at the real meaning of spousal battery, it's when there are series of intimidation in the home front, where the man or the woman begins to intimidate his wife, or the wife intimidates the man in a bid to establish control and power in the home. Because when they come and they bring their complaint and you listen to it, you will see that it's really about power tussle. The other person don't want to listen to the other person.
So does a verbal abuse count?
Yes, it does.
Because a lot of men would probably say
it does,
that's
because funny enough, some of them would tell you that it's even better you beat them, you hit them, than you say some of the things you say to them, because it's so painful that they would prefer you beat them. Okay, so it's another form of spousal battery when you verbally abuse your partner.
Okay, Commissioner, please. Is it something that you see? Do you get people coming to report about this in the police station?
Yes, I'm happy my friend from Wako mentioned 5 come to their offices maybe on a daily basis. We don't get that many coming to the police. It's when somebody reports a case that we handle it. Somebody reports that he's been abused or she's been abused, then the police can come in. Or if a neighbor goes to assist somebody in problem. The instant case we mentioned, this young lady, 17 years, going through hell, I wouldn't want to further victimize her because she should have reported to the police. The police are your closest ally when you are in trouble. If you don't report, you didn't report, that means nothing happened.
Okay, one thing is reporting, but do victims or likely victims of domestic violence have laws, enough protection? Laws protecting them here in Nigeria?
There have always been laws in this country that protect persons. Assault, occasionally harm, common assault, occasionally harm, or some other issues that lead to grievous bodily harm. All these are covered by our laws. Even the most recent one, the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, it's a law that protects every Nigerian citizen, male or female, from abuses, verbal and physical abuses, psychological abuses, mental abuses. If such a person reports a case, the police will have enough laws, we investigate, and we find that person liable, culpable, the law will take its course. Except you report, we can do nothing.
Well, I know this is a national issue. But here, we're actually here in Enugu State, and I want to ask, Commissioner of Gender Affairs, has this law, the VAP Act, has it been domesticated here in Enugu?
Well, thank you very much. Incidentally, I was in the National Assembly when this law was passed, and I was part of the committee that really worked and passed this law at the National Assembly in 2015. And I'm working hard to make sure that we domesticate this law in Enugu State.
Are you saying that it hasn't been domesticated here in Enugu?
No.
What is holding it?
Well, legislation, we are still working on it. And I believe that in no distant time it will be done.
Okay, there's someone here from Federation of International Women Lawyers, FIDA. Now, the non-domestication of this VAP Act or the Child Rights Act here in Enugu, is it a problem?
This is a very big problem because when these women come to FIDA, they report, there's nothing you can do. You can just console them, but when you go further, even to report the man to the police, the family members will be on your neck. Say, you reported our brother to police. Do you know that he even took his wife or his husband to police? It's a very big problem. So if you have these laws, we will even have channel to ventilate all these problems with women.
So how have you been, as a lawyer, how have you been going about helping women who have come to report issues,
yes,
or maybe men that have reported spousal batteries?
Yes, of course we do. even when they kick against you, say no. We have to show this man that we are a human being. We are all human beings. If you see what they are reporting to FIDA, you wonder whether these people are human beings, whether all the animals. You can imagine a man using hot iron against the wife, even using bottle to lacerate the wife's buttock because he refused to yield to sex.
Thank you. Now we're talking about laws. Yes. We're talking about laws, the effectiveness and all, but are you actually aware of these laws?
I'm aware that there is a law in Nigeria that is supposed to protect female battery. But we are afraid to report because in most part of the Igbo land, once you report such a case, then the marriage is over.
Okay, thank you. So, still discussing this now. What factors in our environment encourage domestic violence? You know, Madam Oji mentions a few things, but maybe there are other factors. Are there factors that actually encourage domestic violence? Give it to the gentleman there.
There are two major factors that encourage spousal battery: religious and the cultural practices. Religious practices in the sense that the church will tell you that what God joined together, let no man put asunder. It's not easy for a married and wedded couple to be divorced in the church. In that case, such encourage spousal battery. Then cultural practices. In some Igbo culture, it is hard for either of the couple to report to police or any other law enforcement agency because of the integrity or the image of the family. In that case, whatever that is happening privately or publicly, the wife or the husband seems to endure it. Then the issue of children is very paramount concern to any family. You look at your children as a wife. If you have two or one or three of them, we say you will not leave them. So it is not our culture in Igbo land to abandon our children as a result of circumstances.
So from your point of view, do you think these factors are reasonable?
It is not reasonable.
Okay, thank you for that. Barrister Ogbonna, now you've heard some of these factors. It's actually some of it. Do you think they are limiting the implementation of the law?
Not exactly. In fact, I want to chip in something as regards the factors, causative factors of this spousal battery. I think I want to look at the inefficiency of criminal justice, in this country. For instance, when these complaints come and they take it to the police, most times they return back to us and they tell us, police say they should go home, that this is a family matter. And
that's actually a direct accusation.
Yes, and you have, I'm happy that the Honorable Commissioner is here. And you have situations where these women are really hot. They are, you see inflicted injury on their body. And someone is supposed to be punished for this. Even with all these laws, the Constitution is there first and foremost. The fundamental rights.
I need you to come in at this point.
It's in the Constitution.
Spousal battery is family matter. It will happen in the family. But it's a criminal matter because it's against the law.
Yes.
The police is not to enforce tradition or custom or religion. We have to enforce the law. A person reporting the case must be willing to prosecute, to follow it through. Now, a man or woman reports a case of abuse against him or her. You record statement. You want to pick the suspect now. He said, no, if you take him, who will take care of my children? So you are handcuffed. Because if you go to court or follow it through, she may not follow it through, and you are stuck. The case will be struck out.
So at what point does the police step in, to whether somebody reports or does not report?
If at the moment somebody reports that he or she has been abused, we are duty bound to follow it through. Remove her first or remove him or her from that source. Because the ultimate aim is to save that person's life. Remove such a person, we may put that person in protective custody after treatment to stop her from being further abused. The man who is doing that may be mentally deranged. He may just be an ego person, macho person who wants to prove that he is actually Lord of the manor.
But if the direct victim does not report, can somebody else, maybe a neighbor, a church member report? And will the police step in?
It is an obligation of every citizen to assist law enforcement officers in maintaining law and order. If you find somebody who is being abused, you are duty bound to report. Because that person could be your daughter, could be your son. You put yourself in that person's shoes. In the part of the country where spiritual or religious want to be our brother's keepers. That's why if my child is misbehaving, I may not have to spank him. My neighbor may spank him to correct him.
Okay. Now, talk your own. We the people. We'll be right back.
Talk your own. 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 Talk your own.
It's still Talk Your Own, We the People, and today's focus is on spousal battery. Now, let me ask the Commissioner for Gender, why do you think it's difficult for victims to come out and speak up about battery?
Well, most of it have been talked about. The stigma they feel they get from their family. You know, in a traditional society, nobody wants to know any negative thing that is happening in your family. So most of them is like, whatever is happening to me, let me bear it. Like a woman in a home, you are being battered every day. You are stuck there just because you want to protect your children. You have to be alive to protect those children. If you are killed, you are no more there to look after those children. So the best option for you is to look for help. Most importantly is awareness, not just government, not just us. Everybody has to be aware. They say if you see something, say something.
Maybe Commissioner of Police should come in at this point. You've been agitating to speak, please.
She married at 17. She was a child when she got married. We should resist child marriage. A girl of 17 knows next to nothing. Not physically matured, not mentally matured to face the challenges of marriage. And she wasn't empowered financially. She came from a very vulnerable background. Poor background made her vulnerable to be manipulated by a man like that. Such a mental case. That man should be sent to jail if it's what was probably brought to us.
You did not report at all to the police, but do you say you had the opportunity? Would you have felt protected by the police?
Yeah, but we're kind of being afraid of family member and their culture. If I report him, that means the marriage is gone, and my children in future, they might tell them what is not really the issue. So I don't want anything that will affect their future.
Okay, thank you. Evangeline, you had the guts to walk out of a relationship. Your boyfriend was beginning to batter you, and you had the, what will I call it, the boldness to step out. How did you go about that?
Yeah, thank you very much. I actually did that because I couldn't cope any longer and it was too bad.
Do you think you could have, do you think that the battery could have carried on into marriage if you had stuck with the relationship?
Since I stayed in the relationship for 4 years and there was no change, so like if I should continue, definitely well to continue like that. So I didn't want any problem in my marriage, something like that.
So what can a victim or a potential victim of violence do?
Very simple. It's just, you know, it's unfortunate that we are talking about the VAP Act that has been passed at the federal level, but it has to be replicated in the states. If you look at the provisions of that act, you will see that it has rehabilitative structures for victims of battery. But then we have NGOs, we have non-governmental organizations that provide psychosocial services for some of these women. They talk to them and they try to rehabilitate them in their own little way. I think our major problem is illiteracy. Most of these women don't know where to go to. Maybe there's not enough sensitization to actually make them understand that there are places they could go to and, you know, have professionals talk to you, and at the end of the day you feel a lot more better.
So let's talk about these places, the places one can go to if you've been going through some form of domestic violence or spousal battery.
I understand the police has a human rights desk. So exactly where they address some of those issues. But I don't know how effective it is. But then FIDA is here. I know of my organization, Women Aid Collective Enugu. So many. You just Google. Most of them have electronic phones that I can actually go. You just Google these things, you see it there. They are there.
Okay. Emmanuel Ojukwu, Barrister Bona doesn't seem to have confidence in the welfare desk of the police.
I'm sure he does, because we have interacted with his organization a number of times. Exactly. We have the human rights desk in every police station and police division in Nigeria today. This will interface with members of the public who have issues against police conduct or misconduct, and if their rights are violated one way or the other, they report to these officers who now channel them to where they should go. But if it's an issue of gender-based violence or domestic violence, we have gender desks in many CID stations who handle these issues. Some of the issues are sensitive, maybe rape. A man cannot handle a rape case because a woman involved. We have women who are trained.
The thing is, we need to be as factual as possible. Yes. This is what happens in our daily lives. Now, are you saying now that when somebody now has an issue of spousal battery or domestic violence at home, we can actually walk straight to the police and the police will not tell us, go home and settle your matters?
Definitely, it will be handled properly and professionally, because there are officers who have been trained on such desks to handle such issues. If it requires mediation, you could mediate. The woman could run out of her husband or one issue or the other. We'll call the man. What is this issue here and there? He may state his own points, and then you may balance it, ask them to go home, like you say, go home and see no more. But if you saw that violence is on the woman, there's an injury, a physical mark of injury, except she's not willing to prosecute, the police are duty bound to take the man to the prison. That's where he belongs.
Thanks. Barrister Ogbonna, what is the way out?
Quickly, I would like to say that, on a very serious note, until we have one person behind bars, we cannot really say that we have won this fight against battery.
From the people now, what would help?
So from the people's angle, we keep on talking about it. We just continue doing a lot of sensitization. We keep on talking about it.
Okay, finally from you.
Things will change.
Yes.
What is the way out from the police angle? What help can the police render?
The police are interested in families. Want strong, united families, but the family is the foundation of society. We want families to be intact. We don't want children to be dislocated. But we don't want to tolerate beasts in homes. Those that maim our women and regard them as second citizens, because the law does not say so. We want to enforce the law and enforce it through and through. We're asking members of the public, if you are violated, report to the police. And if you find somebody being violated, don't go about using your mobile phone to film it and post on Facebook. That is doing nothing. Exactly. Report to the police, who take appropriate action to save this human being. That person could be a helper tomorrow. The bottom line is that the police remains your friend, and when you are a helper in any time of need, call police.
Thank you. And we've heard what everyone has to say about this issue of spousal battery. Let's all join hands to make Niger better. And that's it on this week's episode of Talk Your Own, We the People. See you next time.
Talk your own. Talk your own. Talk your own.
Thanks for watching. Continue to talk your own online. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Remember, for government to work, get involved. No sit down look. See you next week for another edition of
Talk Your Own, We the People.
Talk Your Own has been made with funding from the UK Department for International Development.